Welcome back to our channel, where we explore environmental, social, and economic issues shaping the world. After discussing sustainability and mental health in our previous episodes, today we turn to a question that sits at the heart of the global economy: energy. Energy drives everything we do, from manufacturing to transport to digital communication. But the way we produce it has been dependent on fossil fuels, resources that pollute, deplete, and destabilize economies. The world is now shifting toward renewable energy, not just for environmental reasons but for economic growth and stability. In this episode, we look at how renewable energy affects economies, how it creates jobs, reduces costs, and redefines the future of sustainable growth.
Energy has always been the backbone of economic development. For more than a century, oil, coal, and natural gas have powered industries and built nations. But the dependence on fossil fuels comes with major problems: price volatility, geopolitical tensions, and environmental degradation. In contrast, renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal are sustainable, cleaner, and increasingly affordable. Over the past decade, the cost of solar power has dropped by nearly 90% and wind energy by 70%. These declines mean renewable energy is no longer a luxury, it's becoming the most cost efficient source of power in many regions. The global renewable energy market is now 1.2 trillion and it continues to expand as governments and private sectors invest heavily in innovation and infrastructure. This economic shift isn't just about replacing fuels.
One of the strongest economic arguments for renewable energy is employment. Renewable industries are far more labor intensive than fossil fuels, meaning they create more jobs for the same amount of energy produced. According to the International Renewable Energy Agency, renewable energy employed more than 13 million people globally in 2023, a number expected to rise over 30 million by 2030. These jobs span manufacturing, installation, research, and even maintenance. For developing nations, this is especially significant. Countries like India, Brazil have seen millions of new employment opportunities in solar and wind energy sectors. Localized solar projects not only provide clean energy but also bring economies to rural areas, boost technical skills, and reduce reliance on imported fuels. Unlike fossil fuels, where wealth is concentrated in oil-rich regions, renewable energy offers economic decentralization, spreading opportunities across communities and small enterprises. Investing in renewable energy, therefore, is not just an environmental decision, it's a strategy for inclusive and long-term economic growth.
Many people assume that renewable energy is expensive, but the economics tell a different story. While installation costs can be high, the long-term savings are substantial because renewables have almost zero fuel costs and lower maintenance expenses. For example, once solar panels are installed, they can produce electricity for 25 to 30 years with minimal upkeep. Over time, this makes renewable energy cheaper than coal or oil-based electricity. Governments and investors are also realizing that renewables reduce financial risks. Fossil fuel prices fluctuate depending on international markets, while renewables rely on free natural resources like sunlight and wind. In addition, renewable investments attract foreign capital, promote technological innovation, and reduce national expenditure on fuel imports. For instance, India saved billions in oil import costs by expanding its solar capacity. Economically, renewables represent stability, predictable costs, local job creation, and long-term profitability.
While the economic potential of renewable energy is clear, the transition is not without challenges. One major issue is infrastructure. Power grids built for fossil fuels often struggle to handle variable energy sources like solar or wind. There is also the problem of storage. Renewable sources depend on natural cycles. The sun doesn't shine at night, and wind patterns fluctuate. This makes battery storage technology crucial, and while progress is being made, it remains costly for large-scale deployment. Another challenge is that developing nations may lack the financial resources or technology to scale renewable infrastructure quickly. Government subsidies, international cooperation, and private investments are therefore essential to bridge this gap. Finally, there's the human factor. Transitioning from fossil fuels to renewables also affects communities whose livelihood depends on coal or oil. Economic transitions must be just, meaning that workers are retrained and supported in new industries. This shift to renewable energy is both an opportunity and an adjustment, requiring careful economic planning.
Let's look at examples of how renewable energy strengthens economies. In Denmark, wind energy now supplies more than 50% of national electricity. The industry employs tens of thousands of people and has made Denmark a global leader in wind turbine exports. In China, the world's greatest solar producer, renewable energies have created millions of jobs and reduced high energy import dependency. Despite its size, China's commitment has driven down global renewable costs, benefiting other nations too. In India, solar power parks in states like Rajasthan and Gujarat generate both electricity and employment, powering local economies and reducing pollution. These examples show how countries that invest early in renewables not only achieve clean energy but also position themselves economically for the future.
Renewable energy supports multiple United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 7, Affordable and Clean Energy, SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth. It contributes to SDG 9, Industry, Innovation and Infrastructure, by encouraging technological progress and modernization. It also supports SDG 13, Climate Action, by reducing carbon emissions that harm both the environment and the economy. In essence, renewable energy is where all three pillars of sustainability, environmental, social, and economic, converge. It creates jobs, supports clean production, and ensures long-term prosperity.
Researching this episode made me realize how economics and sustainability are inseparable. Clean energy isn't just an environmental solution, it's the foundation for future economic resilience.
I agree. The data shows that renewable investments bring both growth and stability. What stands out most to me is how renewable energy powers local communities, creating income and skills while improving energy access.
This episode reminded me that sustainability isn't about sacrifice. It's about innovation, smart planning, and long-term economic thinking. The shift to renewables is proof that the environment and the economy can grow together. Energy powers progress, but the kind of energy we choose defines the kind of progress we achieve.
Renewables are more than alternatives, they're the engine of a cleaner and more stable economy.
Thank you for joining us. If you learned something new, share this video and help us spread awareness about sustainable economic growth. Let's keep
Let's keep
powering
powering
a brighter, cleaner future, one choice
at a time.